I stand with Ivan Provorov in his decision to not participate in the Philadelphia Flyers Pride warm-ups, 1, because I'm a Christian, and the Bible is explicitly clear about such matters, and 2, because Provorov is exercising his freedom of speech, religion, conscience, and choice. I applaud his conviction and congratulate him on a battle well fought that he continues to fight. Hateful, a progressive might reply. Provorov wasn't being tolerant, and we need to be tolerant in this modern world of ours. No, we don't. Tolerance is for cowards. It's what Chesterton called the virtue of a man without conviction. It's the virtue of men too scared and weak to stand up for something they believe in. Tolerance isn't a virtue at all. It's a condemnation, a judgment, a sentence for those who drown in a sad existence of apathy, and it leads to society's doom, as Churchill understood. Quote, "For the malice of the wicked is reinforced by the weakness of the virtuous," end quote. Besides, those progressives who preach the hateful doctrine or gospel of tolerance are actually some of the most intolerant people on the planet. You can't worship tolerance and claim to be tolerant because tolerance isn't tolerant. These liberal and progressive protesters, so privileged and so rich, given the awesome opportunity to live in the freest nations in the world, who attend the most expensive schools and work at the highest paying jobs, drinking $8 coffees and driving in $70,000 cars with smartphones and technology. They march down the streets of Washington, D.C. or Toronto or New York and protest with their signs and say, "Be tolerant, love tolerance." But on the back of those protesters' signs is written a threat with invisible ink. The front of their signs say, "Be tolerant," but the back of their signs say, "And I will not tolerate your intolerance." Oh, but Provorov wasn't being tolerant, the progressive will scream and screech and call for his head in reply. Provorov wasn't being tolerant at all, and that's simply inexcusable. But don't they recognize that their logic collapses in on itself? They don't, because their sin now renders them blind. They complain that Provorov is intolerant, but the progressives themselves are intolerant to Provorov's views. They commit the same sin of intolerance that they accuse Provorov himself of committing. Oh, but he's being so oppressive, and so our intolerance is warranted, another progressive might counter. To which we reply, how can you say so? You've made tolerance your God, and thus your standard of right and wrong. For you, the real terms like right and wrong are terms without meaning, because you hate the scripture, you hate objective law, which tells you what right and wrong actually are. All you care about is your abstract God of toleration, and your accusations against Provorov, therefore, are meaningless and without any serious intellectual weight at all. Thus, again, with Provorov, because I know that promoting pride, since when is pride a virtue, like the action itself, is sin, I therefore stand with him. The Bible tells me it's true. You're hateful, you're intolerant, you're the reason we have to indoctrinate the society, a progressive might reply. We don't care. We don't care what progressives call us. Let them slander us with every accusation known to man. We don't care, because although these radical wolves call themselves a brotherhood of tolerance and peace, in reality, they're a brood of vipers, forcing us to conform to the sinfulness of their dogma or be canceled and socially die. My allegiance isn't to the progressives or those progressives who hate true Christianity and would see it suffer and starve, so I couldn't care about their judgment. My allegiance and service alone is to Christ.